Good morning, happy August 1st, and welcome to TipRanks News Bites. I'm Ari Gutman, and here are our top news bites. Market indexes following a very bullish ending to July are sliding into the first week of August here, as investors are readying themselves for a week worth of earnings and awaiting some key economic reports. On more of a global scale, we're seeing very positive signs within the commodities market as food prices continue to come down. And finally, be sure to watch today's segment through and through to the very end. You're not going to want to miss out on our breaking TipRanks insider news, in which we find out which construction industry leader just experienced some positive momentum from a stakeholder investing over $5 million worth into the company. Stay tuned. Just after U.S. stocks finished their best month since November of 2020, with the Dow climbing by 6.7%, the S&P gaining 9.1%, and the Nasdaq rallying by 12.3% to close out the month of July, stock futures across composites are wavering only slightly as investors prepare for the week ahead. We have another 150 companies that will be reporting earnings this week, with Activision Blizzard, Aflac, and Pinterest, just to name a few of them, due to report today. The economic calendar gives way to some key reports becoming more important market catalysts after Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell remarked that the Fed will be relying heavily on data for their next interest rate hike decision. Therefore, the July jobs report released on Friday is of utmost importance, giving insights as to the strength of the U.S. labor market. Now, investors will also be digesting manufacturing data today, job openings data on Tuesday, and durable goods orders on Wednesday, among some of the other reports this week. Federal Reserve Bank presidents Charles Evans, James Bullard, and Loretta Mester are all actually scheduled to give speeches throughout the course of the week, which will capture investors' attention. Now, most importantly is just keeping up to date with all of the news to come right here on TipRanks News Bites this week. Now, feeding into some of the market optimism, global food prices finally appear to be on the decline. As the pandemic wreaked its havoc around the globe, supply chains were, of course, disrupted, and inflation began to climb. This was all before war between two of the largest exporters of both wheat and grain broke out. We have since then been paying the price with each and every trip to the grocery store, or even just an evening spent dining out. However, the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization's Food Price Index, which tracks the monthly change in the global prices of a basket of food commodities, just fell for the third month in a row, showing continued progress. The drop in June's reflected declines of international prices of vegetable oils, sugars, and cereals. There was also a drop in wheat, avocados, and coffee bean prices as well. Now, dairy and meat prices, however, increased according to the UN's food agency. And more relief is expected to come after Russia and Ukraine signed a deal to resume exports through the Black Sea just this past Friday. All in all, this is very promising news for all of us, whether you're a consumer, economist, or investor. And now for our breaking TipRanks insider news, Beacon Roofing Supply had CD&R Investment Associates, a 10% stakeholder in the company, make an informative buy in the amount of $5.99 million. Just within the past handful of trading days, Beacon Roofing climbed 7% from roughly $56 per share to around $60 per share. There's a ton of bullish blogger sentiment out there on this stock, and of course, analysts are foreseeing some more growth ahead, with the target share price coming in at $69.50 per share. Now, don't miss out. If this investment is of interest to you or fitting for your personal portfolio, jump right onto TipRanks to begin all your due diligence. Tip Rankers, that's our news for today. Now, I would personally love to know how you foresee the week ahead playing out, and if you personally are going to move forward with any particular investments. Let me know by simply leaving a comment or two down below. Now, as always, be sure to stay up to date and stay connected by joining us right here on TipRanks TV, all the shows you cannot afford to miss out on. Now, until next time, thank you for tuning in.